Hey, Trey, so good to be with you.
Thank you. Let's give us a sense of what's happening in Israel. I mean, the United States is lucky. We are surrounded by two oceans and friendly neighbors. Israel is surrounded by people that desire its non-existence. Tell us what life in Israel is like right now.
So I can tell you that just about an hour ago, the sirens went off again in central Israel. I think it was the second barrage of today. And people, I believe your viewers have seen some of the images because the past week has been full of damage, destruction. Those big ballistic missiles, they cause a lot of trouble for us. And Iran, in fact, as we discovered, is working to pursue about 20,000 of them within 6 years. So obviously the nuclear threat, their nuclear aspirations are not the only existential threats to Israel, but rather also those ballistic missiles. Dozens of Israelis were killed during these from these strikes over the past week or so, and people have to evacuate. They run to shelters in the middle of the night with their children. They need to pack a bag with their very basic belongings just in case the building will collapse and they will need a rescue. So it's not a sustainable reality, but people have to understand that it's not that Israel and the United States escalated the situation by striking and going after the Iranian threat, launching this important operation. Iran escalated the situation when their crazy regime took power in 1979 and vowed to destroy our nations.
Yeah, you mentioned the Iranian regime, and I don't know why people want to dance around it. I will not dance. Regime change is what is needed in Iran. The current regime is never going to recognize Israel, and if they do so, you can't trust them. It'll be done grudgingly. They hate the United States. So why is there so much reluctance to talk about empowering the Iranian people to pick their own leaders instead of having a theocracy where they literally put people to death for things that wouldn't be crimes in Israel or the United States?
Right, but I don't think we are reluctant to speak about it because we say if that happens, we set the ball in motion. That could very much be a result of our actions, of the very important action, the bold decision that President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu took. But it's not one of our war goals. The Prime Minister, I think one of the best things that he has done after October 7th was to set very clear goals of what it would mean to win the war on each and every front that Israel is fighting. And in Iran, he said, first, of course, their nuclear aspirations, their nuclear project must be eliminated. We have to also take out the threat of those ballistic missiles. And they cannot continue to finance and spread their terror all across the region through their proxies. So a regime change could very much be the result, but it's not the goal. But the Prime Minister and all Israelis, he just recorded a message, I think, over the past week to the Iranian people saying, this is your opportunity right now to stand up, take back what was yours, your country. Because what did this regime bring to the Iranian people? Only misery, a crippling economy, while they sent their money all across the region to spread their crazy fundamentalist agenda. And I think what people here in the West find very difficult to understand, and I know that you do, is what Israel is dealing with, what the United States is dealing with. These are irrational people, if it's the Iranian leadership or also the Palestinian leadership in Gaza. These are irrational people. You and I, we will go to sleep tonight. When we wake up in the morning, we want to enjoy our coffee, see the smiles on our children's faces. But for these people, that's not a top priority. A top priority is the destruction of another nation. And you can't expect Israel to just accept this existential threat and lose so that other people could feel morally superior or something. That's not how it works. We're not taking any more chances on our security.
I can tell you that Israel has been patient for a lot longer than the United States would be. If we had a neighbor that desired our non-existence, they wouldn't be a neighbor very long. So I was in Israel not long ago. I think people who haven't visited, it is small. It is 1/75th the size of Iran. But you proved this
It's
week
about
how
the size of
powerful
New
you
Jersey,
are.
Trey, about the size of New
Yeah.
Jersey.
And Iran is three times, is like Alaska, maybe twice or three times the size of Texas. So, Tal Heinrich, thank you for joining us, and we will be watching. I cannot imagine living in bomb shelters and listening for sirens to go off, but that is the way Israel has had to live since the inception of that country.
But Trey, trust me, good times are ahead. Thanks to the president's bold decision and the leadership in Israel of Prime Minister Netanyahu, we're heading towards good times, and we will be victorious. The region will prosper, we'll see less terrorism, and we will not agree to live with such existential threats.
Tal Heinrich, ending with a note of optimism. I hope you're right. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday night.
Of course.